Welcome to the space age. 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 Shut it up. Shut.
Yo, what's happening? How's it going? What you know good? We're gonna try to do this again. Let's see. Peace to who we got in here. Okay. Got 3 people in here so far. I did not know that God Killer was going live. So it is what it is. But we'll keep going. Peace, peace. Let me know who you are if you don't mind. It's kind of odd. It's really odd. But, you know, it is what it is. It'll be out there we'll put it out there for others to see. Yeah. Well, I do appreciate you joining in. And for those who might catch this later, peace. How y'all doing? What's happening? Well, what we want to do is just get some live shots. You know, as everyone knows, we've put it out there that we are doing a catalog, you know, for the Pseudo Killas. And what I'm doing now is, you know, letting you guys know the process that we go through to get those pictures. So what I'm gonna do is we got Mac Rob up. That's a globular cluster, which is, you know, some of the oldest stars in the universe. We learn a lot of information about stars looking at the clusters, the globular clusters and the open clusters. Peace to you, Chilimboy. Appreciate you coming through, fam. But those globular clusters are very important, you know, to learning and understanding the life cycle of stars. So I chose this one, M13, which is one of the largest galaxy clusters in our Milky Way, for Mac Rob, because that's a good brother, all around brother. You know, he pretty much can touch on all subjects, which that's what you got when you're dealing with globular clusters. You have all types of stars. And we're going to try to get in Vance. It's the Galaxy M13, which is also in our local group of galaxies. So That'll be pretty dope. That'll be pretty dope. So we're gonna try that. And how you doing, Ms. Felicia? Appreciate you coming through. So I'm gonna give y'all a look at that. We're gonna process some real quick, and let you see that whole process, how we get the pictures, how we process them and get it to, something presentable that you may like. So let's jump right into it. Okay, I already got everything set up. Just, to save a little time. Everything's already set up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen and let you see what's happening so far. Okay, I think y'all can see that. All right, so this is M13. This is that globular cluster I was telling you about. It's one of the biggest globular clusters in our Milky Way galaxy. There's a lot of information that is gained through, studying the stars in the globular cluster. All types of stars that are very, very old. Some people think that globular clusters are remnants from old galaxies. So we're going to start taking some snapshots, and it's stacking live, so that'll save us a lot of time when it comes down to processing, which I've already taken care of a lot of the just to save some time. I've taken care of a lot of the stacking and my calibration frames and all of that. So what you're seeing now is live shots of the globular cluster M13. My ASI Air, the computer that controls everything, it's stacking the picture as it takes it. So, and what you come out with after, let's see, I'm doing 30-second exposures, and I have about, I want to say about 100, maybe. Yeah, I have about 100 of them. I got my picks in sight here. So we'll go into there. Let me see. Share screen. Trying to get my picks in sight loaded up, y'all. So give me a second. That's where we stack the pictures, and then we would, after stacking, then we'll go into processing. So let me see how I do that. Give me 1 second. Let me get this loaded up. The whites taking up my whole screen now. No, that's not what I want. Okay, let me get in there. I had this set up too. I don't know how I messed it up. All right, y'all, give me a minute. Put the pics inside. Okay. No. No, that's not what I want to do. Oh man. See how it's supposed to go. All right, well, we got the pictures going. See, it's dithering. Uh, and I had all this working. I just had it. Man, this thing here is getting the best of me yet. I can't get it, man. I don't know what. Shit. This is crazy. I'm not doing this shit. Ugh. Oh, come on now. Mm. Windows. Yeah. I don't know. No, that's not it. Mm. Yeah, please forgive me. I don't. I can't get my. I can't get it to share my pics inside. So I'm gonna have to work on that. But we can get back to this though. So this is, like I say, this is MacRod. This is the Galaxy cluster, a globular cluster. What I really want to show y'all is the processing, but I can't figure out how to. Okay, here we go. I got it now. Here we go. Forgive me, y'all. Please forgive me. Okay. So now this is the program that I use to actually put my pictures, you know, to do all the editing and stacking and everything to get all those single exposures that I take into one. So here we're gonna open up our files. Okay, these are M13, which has already been, stacked. Like I said, to save some time. This normally takes about 45 minutes. So we'll open it up and see what we got. And this is 111 30-second exposures. And when you're doing stars, you really want to try to keep it low. Okay, this is the picture after it's been stacked, and this is why you have to edit. When everything comes together, I don't know why in this program it gives this green tint, but that's easy. We'll get rid of that. Let me get rid of that so you can actually see what the picture looks like. So we'll go into what's called screen transfer function and turn this auto stretch off. So now we have a stretched picture without the green. So this is, yeah, that's pretty good. This is the Globular Cluster M13, AKA for the Space Age African Astronomy Club catalog, MacRob. And that's a lot of stars. And you're looking at maybe about, could be up to 100,000 stars. But you see it's kind of grainy. There's some work to be done. So we're going to clean it up a little bit. And what I'm going to do first is use a process called Blur Exterminator. And no, take that back. We're going to go in and do automatic background detection. So we're going to clean up the background, all this funny looking, what you can call different colors and stuff. We're going to clean that up, smooth it out a little bit. So we're going to go in and do our dynamic background extraction. And this is a program that, that's run. Most people in this doing this, they use that to clean the background up, just a little bit. Makes it look a little better, removes a lot of gradient. And this is basically this frame here will show you what was removed. So this is all that was removed from that original picture. All these different colors, which makes it look, really weird. And now you see it's a cleaner image. So we done cleaned it up a little bit. Just a little bit. You got to see the background kind of darkened up a little bit. So we can get rid of this one. Okay, now what I would do is go into Blur Exterminator. And this is like I said, a quick version. This is just to get us going, give you an idea of what takes place. Okay, in the Blur Exterminator, you see I checked correct only. And let me, where is my, okay, it's just gonna correct it, get the star colors, up to par. And let me make sure that y'all can see what I got going on. Yeah. And while that's going, okay, it's done. It's done. So we you can see a little bit of the colors of the stars coming through. So that red there, in which, we're gonna get that more. We're gonna do more to it. When we get done, you'll see the difference. We got a galaxy in here too. That's a galaxy right there, y'all. You can tell by the how smudgy it looks. That it looks like a smudge there. Yeah, these are stars, nice round stars, but here it's kind of smudgy. So that's a galaxy. Now that's very, very far away. This is within the Milky Way, but this here, that's another galaxy. So that's very, very far away. That's why it's so small. All right, our next step would be to separate the stars from the background image. So I'm going to split this image into two. And that way I can work on the stars separately from the background. And that's really prevalent when you're doing nebulas, which, you know, we'll do that. We'll do one of those as well. But I'm going to go into another program, and within this program, it's called Star Exterminator. And what it's going to do is just separate the stars from the background image. And like I say, that's more prevalent when you're dealing with nebulas. That way you can highlight the nebula in the background and the stars won't be so, won't just blow the picture out. Okay, so now we got two separate pictures. We've separated the stars from the background. See, here's our galaxy right there. The galaxy is still over here, which you won't see the galaxy in this one because it's been separated, if that makes sense. So what I would do now is I want to do what's called stretching the picture. I'll stretch it to make sure, that way I can transfer it and you get a real picture. If I was to like transfer it now, it's just going to be a dark screen. So you want to stretch them. That's the terminology that's used. I don't know where it comes from or the history of it or whatever the process is. All I know is it goes from a dark picture to, what you can actually visually see. So we'll stretch it now. So I go into another program that's called Star Stretch. And what I like to do with this, I like to turn that color booster up so it'll bring out the color of the stars. I'm not gonna do too much to the background because I'll do that when I get to the other picture. So we're gonna remove the green because when you're dealing with a color camera, there's green pixels, red and blue, but there's way more green. There's twice as many green as there is red and blue. So you might have a little green overcast. So you want to remove all of that green and just basically even it out. So that was pretty quick. So now we got it stretched. Now look at those stars. See how they you got blue and you can see your reds. And we're not done, but that's what stretching it and then adding that color boost, it brings out the color of those stars. Okay, now we're gonna stretch this picture as well, which is the background. Now, sometimes I like to just go with this, especially if I'm just doing stars. I would just go from here. I wouldn't put it back together, but for the sake of the video, just going through it, we'll go through it, and just so you can get an idea of what's happening. Okay, when I want to stretch this picture, I don't use the star stretch. I go into what's called statistical stretch. And these programs are from a guy who actually made this himself. He has a page. It's called SETI Astro. He does some great work, but he put all this stuff together, and it makes things so much easier. This is the easy way to do it, but it's effective. It's very effective. Now it can be more complicated, these processes. This is a very powerful tool, and it uses AI, but it's a very powerful tool. This PixInsight is. So okay, I got this one stretched. I'm not gonna make any adjustments to it or anything. as far as color, or I could darken it up, but I don't know if it's gonna look, I don't know what it's gonna look like. So in those situations, what I like to do is I'll just make a copy and minimize it for each one. Just hit that button there, make a copy. So if I don't like the next step in the process, then I can just go back and start over. So that's why I like to do that. All right, now we're going to combine these two back together. So I go in my toolboxes, get combine images. I choose my two photos that I want to put back together. And see, I probably could have did something with that background picture. But see that, I don't like that right there. So what I would do is just get out of that. And I come back here and I'd make some adjustments here. So I would go into what's called curves transformation. And that's how you can adjust your colors and make your background darker, or more light. However whatever you'd like to do. Add colors, whatever you'd like to do. So we're going to stay in the RGB because I use the color camera, and it's and I'm going to darken up my background, because this right here, no, I don't like that. So we're going to get rid of that. And there's different ways I can do it. I could probably, before I go into curves transformation, I'm going to do another ADB on it. See what happens here. See if I can extract a little more, get a lot of that out of the picture. That no, that didn't work. Okay, so we'll use the curves. Yeah, let's use the curves. Curves transformation. Then we can darken that up a little bit and try to get rid of that little halo there in the middle. Okay, see how that's darkening up? No, we don't want to do that much. So we'll come back. Yeah, we'll stop about right there. Apply. And I'll just keep applying. That's pretty good. Yep, that's pretty good. So we'll stop right there. Well, no, should have did one more. We'll do one more, and then we'll put them back together. No, I don't like that. There we go. There we go. I'm good with that right there. Okay, so let's get out of here, and then we'll combine them and see what we come up with. Because this is pretty nice. And if I don't like it still, then I'll just go with this, and don't even worry about putting it back together. But I like that galaxy in the background. That's pretty dope. So I'm trying to salvage it. So now we're going to combine the pictures and get the rolling. I don't wasted enough time on this here. Let's see. Let's go here. Yeah, that's much better. That's much better, y'all. So we'll rock with that. Okay, let's close all this other stuff up. I'm a little, what they call it? I like a clean screen, and I can't have too much stuff on my screen. Throw me off. Okay, so now we're gonna smooth this out. We're gonna smooth it out, and let's see what our Galaxy doing up here. Yep, Galaxy still there. See how grainy that is? We're gonna do another blur exterminator, but we're gonna do a full blur exterminator this time. We're not gonna do just correct only. We're gonna do let the full process run. And what I like about this is it's pretty quick. On my other laptop, it would take a while. So while that's going, let me shout out some people. Hey, what's happening? Miss Felisa Bennett. Appreciate you showing up. Shalim Boy, my good brother. Peace to you. Mac Rob, you in the house. What's happening, fam? And Scarab Chronicles. Appreciate you joining. Appreciate you. Who else we got? Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming through, checking out this boring stuff. But nah, I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Okay, so the blur exterminator has kicked in. So now we cooking. We cooking with hot grease now. We can see the stars. We can actually get some resolution in them, or what you mean, some separation in between the stars. They're not all blurred together. And then our galaxy is coming along. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna clean up all this real grainy stuff here. We're gonna clean that up. That's called noise. Excuse me. That's what we call noise. So I have another program that we run, go into processes, all processes, and we're gonna look for noise exterminator. And then we'll let that process run. And it's ready. And that's fast. That's what I like about this. It's pretty quick. It don't take time. It don't take long at all. Okay. So now look at it. See how much smoother it looks. It's not as grainy. You can actually pick up a bunch of stars in the background, like right in here. All those stars that are in the background. Now, with a bigger telescope, the resolution will be a whole much better. But for this small telescope I'm using, that's pretty good now. So to be able to get that kind of resolution, I'll take it. And you see, you don't see all that graininess anymore. So the galaxy actually showed up pretty good. So that's basically, this is a really quick version of what I do to make the catalog, or to get the pictures the way that I want them, and that's presentable for you guys. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Yes, Miss Scarab Chronicles. Yeah, SETI Astro. Well, actually, what he did, he created some programs that are compatible with this PixInsight, and that makes the processes a whole lot easier, because before him, I was having a lot of trouble with using this program. PixInsight is very, very powerful, and there's a lot of different things you can do to get that quote unquote perfect picture. You know what I'm saying? So his processes made that a whole lot easier and understandable for me. And his processes are also, they're standalone. You don't have to use PixInsight to use SETI Astro's, processes. So yeah, he's pretty dope. He he took me to another level. So I'm thankful for what he did. Yes, ma'am. I do remember your telescope, Miss Felicia. I do. Let's see. See, I can't do this right. No, that telescope you got, it does all of it. It does everything that my my little computer, the little computer I have. No, cancel. Yeah, it does all it. It stacks the pictures. It does that all. It does it all. So no, you don't have to throw that away. That's a nice one you got. It's digital. So that makes life a whole lot easier. You don't have to actually look for anything. You can just type it in on your phone or iPad and you good. So has been stacking, but like I say, this Mac Rob. We're gonna now let's see if we can get to Vance. Now I'm not gonna be able to process Vance tonight because I gotta actually get the pictures, and that'll be going on all night. So we're not gonna do that. And that's one of those galaxies that you really need to get a lot of exposures to bring out those fine details in it. It's kind of low on the horizon too, so let's see if we'll have any luck. Yeah, let's see if we'll have any luck with it. So now the scope is moving. Probably should have did it the other way. It's pretty dope when I do it on the other screen, but we'll be okay. It might be my neighbors behind me. They got the lights on, so let's see if we can get it. If not, we'll come back and do it this weekend. I'm supposed to have clear weather this weekend, so we'll see. This is really kind of tough, when you have to deal with, are you at the mercy of the clouds? I mean, it can be a beautiful night, but if you have clouds rolling through that, it's no good for astrophotography at all. Yeah, it's too low. I'm sorry, y'all. It's too low. It's pointing right at the my neighbor's backlights, so won't be able to get that tonight. It'll be a little later before we can actually do that. So I guess that's about it, y'all. I appreciate y'all joining in. Like I said, I didn't know God Killer was going live, so we'll cut this here short. Like I said, I do appreciate y'all. for joining me. We're going to go ahead and end this one and come back. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I give y'all a little bit of warning, the best I can, because you know that I'm at the mercy of the clouds. So we're going to end it with that. But y'all know what I like to say. When you're scientifically literate, they can't drag you down to that level and beat you up with experience. So let's get it. Peace.